What's going on, everyone? Welcome and thank you for stopping in. Today I have an exciting surprise unboxing to do for you guys. And what I really mean by a surprise is I ordered something thinking it was something else. Come to find out last night it was actually something I wanted, but it wasn't something I intended on buying. At least not at this point in time. I did intend on getting it at some point, but I intended on getting the different thing, the newer, different thing, and it just so happens it didn't work out that way. But I did want this knife, and it all works out in the end. So we'll go ahead and we'll use the Oser F22 Urban EDC Supply exclusive with the kickstop, coated M390, beautiful black micarta scales, deep carry, titanium clip. This is an ultimate banger right here. So we'll go ahead and dig into this guy. And if you ever ordered something that you thought was something else, or you ordered something that you didn't know about or remember, well, you might as well hit the subscribe button down below, because that happens an awful lot around here along with the rest of the guys in the community. So we'll go ahead and dig into this guy. This was actually, Amazon was the only place I could find the two knives that I was looking at, and it was the only place that I could find these, other than unless I wanted to pay way over basically the manufacturer's price instead of the retail price, which is like $10 or $15 more. So this could be a dead giveaway as to what this is, possibly. Some of the guys already know what this is, but I love, for starters, I think this is the first time, maybe the second, but this is the first time I remember anyway, getting CJRB's new packaging. I think it is anyway, but they used to come in this cheap, chintzy cardboard box. Now you get this nice 2-part box with a pull-off top, and you get this awesome little zipper pouch. I would even go as far as to say this is maybe better than Civivi's packaging, unless there's no stickers in here. Stickers are an actual big deal, and a lot of the guys and girls will know exactly what I'm talking about. So I don't see any stickers, and I don't see a cleaning cloth. So they lose a half a point for that. So you get this nice inside felt style pillow for your knife, and it's got a little pull tab on the back, so that's nice. So it comes in a Ziploc style bag instead of the shrink style bags, which hopefully means these get QC'd. The ones that come in the shrink style bag that haven't been opened are kind of questionable as to if they get QC'd or not. So what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is the CJRB Pyrite. And what I thought I was ordering was a new, different CJRB button lock. And on Amazon, they have this labeled as the ALT period. So I thought this was just some new button lock that CJRB just put out, right? Well, come to find out, 2 days after I ordered it, on a live stream, I was showing the knife I bought, and I just happened to scroll down and see that this was the CJRB Pyrite WHARNCLIFFE edition. And I have to say, not bragging, But I bought the CJRB Pyrite drop point when they first came out. Like the week that they came out, I got one and I raved about it because I knew it was good and I knew it was gonna be good. And over the last couple months, people have slowly come to the realization that it is very good. And we'll get him out here in a minute, but let's go ahead and cover this guy. And so the other reason I wasn't sure what this was because the one I was used to seeing was all steel and it wasn't coated or anything. So the coated scales and blade just kind of threw me off. So what we have is the new CJRB Pyrite WHARNCLIFFE. It's kind of a modified sheepsfoot. Some people could argue because of the belly here, but you do have a nice long run to the tip, making it pretty pokey. It feels pretty thin. The blade stock looks pretty thin. I would say right around maybe a little less than average, which is a good thing. You have a nice pill-shaped sized hole there, like a Tylenol pill, so to speak, if you're not familiar with that lingo. You do have some jimping up top here. I did see some guys complaining that this wasn't a full finger choil, and I don't know that it was really meant to be. I think that was always meant to be a sharpening choil. Now, I'm not familiar with who all was saying that. I just heard it amongst everyone, but I don't think that was meant to be a finger choil. You can easily get the tip of your finger in there, so that means it's pretty nice and tight. But that's still going to allow you quite a bit of control, opposed to being back here, which I cut a lot of things just like this in the choke back grip. If I really need to or want to, I will climb up like this, but that doesn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. I think it's a very good looking knife. You do have triangular internal milling in there. You can kind of see right there. So you do have triangular milling to relieve some of that weight. The button has been recessed in this little pocket. Boy, if they would have put a barrel around that button, boy, would that even look way better. I mean, it already looks good. It's flush, but that would have looked even better. Similarly to the Vosteed Raccoon. They give you a nice little chamfer here for some comfort in your grip. You do have a deep carry steel rollover clip. The screws are recessed, but the clip is not. But looks like there's going to be plenty of room there for just about any size pants. You do have open construction there, making this ultra light. I mean, it is a steel handles, but with all the milling that is done, it really is not heavy by any means. You are getting Artisan's and CJRB's proprietary steel, which is the AR RPM 9, and I have found nothing but good things with that steel. I've had over a dozen knives at this point in it, from CJRB, from Artisan, and it does awesome. No corrosion issues. Edge retention seems good, very good, and the toughness seems good. So I have no complaints, especially at the price point of 90% of the models in that steel. So I'm not sure why I was thinking it was, but I thought my pyrite drop point was also coated, but it's not. But that's all right. The original one that I got was in black G10 and then the stone washed AR RPM 9, And that's one reason, because I got this one out after I heard some of the complaints about the full-size finger choil or the sharpening choil. And I got my drop point out, and I said it's the same exact thing. All they did was change the blade shape. So, I mean, you can't really complain about that on this knife. It didn't, it doesn't make sense to me. This is a well-priced knife, and either one of these is an awesome choice. Do you like studs and a drop point, or do you like a finger hole and a WHARNCLIFFE? So it just kind of is up to your taste. I prefer both, so that's why I initially wanted both. And like I said, I ultimately planned on getting this one at some point, just not when I ordered it. So that's kind of the funny thing about this. The action is phenomenal on this guy. Good sounds too. Definitely needs broken in. No button stick though. Not sure why. It just needs a little oil. It's a little dry in there. Get it a little moistened up. But my first impressions of this thing are just like the original first impressions of the CJRB Pyrite. The action spring detent on this is phenomenal as well. It has broken in beautifully. The plunge lock on this one is done perfectly. No lockup issues, no issues whatsoever. There's might be just literally the slightest, and I mean the ever so slightest side to side play. I mean, just you can kind of feel it jiggle around the pivot all the way down here by the tip. But button locks are known to do that, and I beat the piss out of this one. And I'm surprised because it's locked up like a bank vault. It's pretty good. This one, there's absolutely no play. No. So this is even potentially better. I will be doing all my testing on this guy as well. Testing that plunge lock, seeing what that's all about. Never had an issue with a CJRB. That's the only company, this is the only company that I haven't had an issue from a button lock yet. So let's keep our fingers crossed. I haven't heard anything bad about these, and let's hope that that continues. This is a beautiful knife, guys, and I see why everyone's been raving about it. I raved about the drop point version. These have been selling like hotcakes. When I initially looked at these the day I ordered this, and I think that was Wednesday, let's just say it was Wednesday, there was like 20 of the uncoated and 16 of these. By the time like an hour or two went by, there was no uncoated and there was only 4 of these left. So I put this in my cart, checked out, and because I was like, oh, they're both gone. The Pyrite WHARNCLIFFE and this new version, they're both gone. And by the time I checked out, these were all gone as well. So within 2 hours, at least 40 of these models were gone. So, and that was just on Amazon. I don't know if they're back in stock now. They might be. If they are, and you're looking for a good budget button lock, this is definitely something to look at. If you like WHARNCLIFFEs, if you like a hole, and if you like a button. This is a perfect 5th pocket knife. Just speaking from experience with the drop point, it carries very well. It's got a slim profile. Not quite as thin or as slim as the drop point, but still pretty good in my opinion. It's pretty light, not as light as the G10, but still pretty light. So we will be doing a full overview of this guy. We'll be doing a disassembly of this guy, and we will be doing a review of this guy, and maybe we'll put it in a battle. We shall see. But that will do it for this one, guys. Love y'all. Catch you on the next one.